This video is a how-to video on how to make a scarf without sewing for my dear sister Sam. Hope you enjoy it. Okay, the first thing you need to do is gather up some yarn. You need at least 3 or 4 colors, and I'm using these and this multicolored one. Some yarns like this that have a different funky pattern are like this. If they match what you're doing, they add a lot of color and definition to your scarf because of the different textures. So you're looking for textures and you're looking for colors to make your scarf look nice. So you're going to pick your color that you want to start off with, and you need some eyelash. A couple of things, or one thing of eyelash. You can get this in the craft section. Just ask for eyelash. They'll tell you where it is. This is browns and tans to go with the scarf that I'm making. Comes in all colors: purple, red, yellow, all different colors. And then you need a couple of different types of ribbon. Again, you're looking for texture and for color and for bling. If you want a scarf that's really fancy, this is a gold ribbon. That might be something that you want. So looking for colors and textures to make your scarf more interesting. So you're going to start off with your base colors that you want to make, that you want to start with your ring. It just needs to be something that matches the rest of your scarf. You're going to hold it in your fingers between your thumb and your index finger like this, and spread your fingers out, and you're going to wrap it about 10 or 15 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12. The more you wrap it, the thicker your ring is going to be. Then you need to take your yarn and give it about 2 arms lengths wide. 1, 2, and then just give it a cut right there. So that you have kind of a long tail there to work with on your ring. So you have your ring that you wrapped around your fingers, and then you have this long strand. So you're going to take the long strand and the ring, and you're just going to take the long one and you're going to start wrapping it around the rest of the yarn. Keep your wraps close to each other. And snug, but they don't have to be really, really tight. If you make them really, really tight, you make your ring really hard. So kind of keep your ring soft. You just kind of don't wrap them really hard or really soft. So you just keep wrapping one beside the next one. Until you get all the way around. Okay, you can see I've kind of gotten mostly around the ring. I'm coming to the end and it gets kind of bunchy and kind of fat. This is where you kind of want to tighten it down a little bit more to get all of those little wild ones tied down. Okay, once you've gotten around to the end, you've got it all, the whole ring wrapped, you're going to make a tie off. So the best way to do that is to make a loop, then come under, and then just use the loop and your string to tie just a square knot. Just anything to tie it off. that. And then just take your scissors and trim that string. Your eyelash will hold these ends down like this when you wrap it around there. So those are okay. Well, now you have your ring to start with. So you're going to pick your color eyelash that you want, whatever color that is. And again, you're going to make 2 or maybe a little longer arm spans. Hold in one hand and measure out 2 lengths. And then give it a cut. I like to double mine because it makes it thicker. You only have to go around once instead of going around twice. So here's my loop where my halfway mark is. I'm going to take my ring. I'm going to stick the loop through like this, and I'm just going to grab the eyelash and pull it through so that it's just looped. Nice little loop on the ring like that. Then I'm going to take my eyelash the same way I did the yarn. I'm going to loop it, go around and around and around, making sure I get those things that are sticking out. Now I'm going to try to get those laid down with that eyelash. And the eyelash doesn't have to be touching one on top of the other, but it should be close enough so that when you fluff it out, it looks like one fluffy ring instead of wrapped. So you want it close enough to accomplish that. So I'm almost at the end of my ring with my eyelash. You can tell I kind of didn't get enough there, but I'll put my yarn over that so it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to split the 2 ends of my eyelash like this and give them a twist or 2. Then I'm going to bring one underneath the ring and back up and just tie that off in a square knot. That and a trim. Now my ring is fuzzy now, except for the little piece that I missed right there, but that's where I'm going to start with my yarn, so I'll be okay. So I just kind of go around like this all around the ring and just fluff it. It pulls those little cute fuzzy eyelashes out and all over your place. I'll just pull those out of where you smashed them down. Now you have a cute little fuzzy ring for your scarf. And you're ready to start with the yarn pieces. So you'll pick a color yarn. It doesn't matter because you're not going to go in any kind of particular pattern with this. You're just going to kind of make it random. Because that's kind of the charm of the scarf, I think, is that it's not really a pattern. You're going to go to a full arm's length. I've got one end in this hand and one end in this hand. A full arm's length like that. And then I grab a hold and I go about a half. I'm holding the end in this hand. About a half to my chin. And that's where I'm going to cut it. For me, that's the length that works for my scarves. You can do what you want to do. If you want yours longer, make it longer. Half it, like we did with the eyelash. There's the 2 ends. Here's my loop at the middle. I'm going to take my ring and I'm going to put the loop through the ring. You can go either way, top, bottom, it doesn't matter. But you'll want them to all go in the same direction. So if you start going this way, make sure the next one goes this way and the next one goes this way. So you just put your loop through, reach in, grab the 2 ends, slide them through the loop, and then pull it down tight. And there's your first piece. Then you continue with whatever colors you want. And, throw in that, make sure you put in the ribbon and the eyelash and all those things for the color and the texture. that you want for your scarf. And once you get going on this part, it'll take you 20 or 30 minutes to get the thickness that you want. There's two. Now you might want to throw in a ribbon. Ribbons, sometimes I cut a little longer because they kind of have a tendency to curl somewhat, and so they shorten. But again, it's that texture in there that you really want with your scarf. So here's my ribbon. I'm going to scoot it up real close next to your yarn. So there's 3. And then I'll just continue with my colors, my eyelash, until I get the heaviness that I want. The more yarn you put on and the thicker that it gets, the warmer your scarf will be. And you'll be amazed at how warm these keep you. Okay, so just keep going with your different colors and ribbons and yarns and eyelash. Throw some eyelash in there to make it furry. I've got 7 strings on here now, so what I like to do when I get a few on there is kind of just see how my length is. So I put it around my neck, pull the few strands through that I have, like I'm going to wear it. And then I just look to see where they fall and if I'm kind of in the general area or if they need to be longer. And I'm doing, mine are fine like they are. You can tell I don't have any kind of pattern there. Just throwing some things, different colors in. So just keep working around till you have, I like to do about half of a ring. So I'm still needing, quite a few more there. So try to get, you want almost half or half of your ring covered. Okay, so once you have about halfway around different textures and ribbons and colors, then you want to get your length. So put it on like you're going to wear it. And you'll see mine are all different lengths down there. So I just kind of get it to where I think I want my length to be. Like that. I'm going to just take my scissors and trim it. I hope some are shorter, because you don't really want it all blocked off. Okay. So you want some shorter, some longer, so that it hangs nice and free down there. You see I got some shorter pieces. The ribbon's a little shorter in there. The way you situate it will make it change what it looks. So it's different every time. Then there's one last step until you're done, and that is to take the yarn that's the lion's tail, like this, and each one of those strands you have to take and tie a little knot in, or else you get this nice unraveled look at the bottom of your scarf. So you just want to take just the ones that will unravel and put a little knot in them to help keep that from happening, or else you get a real fuzzy looking texture at the end. And that's it. When you've done that, you have your scarf.